Hello and welcome back. In this video, we want to start working on the complete profile page. So if the user clicks on this link, it will take them to this complete-profile.php page where they have their first name in the URL. Here we don't have any elements being displayed. So we are going to start working on this page. We go to our text editor. Now we want to copy everything we have inside the home.php, then paste inside the complete-profile.php page. So we copy this, then go to our users folder, then complete-profile.php. Then we paste everything we have there. Now, the next thing we do is we take out every element inside this div class from here down to this part. So we take them out. That means we don't want the carousel to be displayed in the page. Then after taking that out, the next thing we need to do is we want to take out this complete profile link since we are already in the complete profile page. So we take out that link. So we take that out. Then let's go to our browser. We refresh the page. Now we can see here, if you see, we're still having some border. We can just set the border radius to 0 here. So we go to our navbar where we have the style. We set border radius. We set it to 0. So it's going to remove the border radius we have here. So we can refresh the page, and now we can see that the border radius is gone. Then the next thing we want to do here, we want to add what is called a jumbotron. So just a div with a class jumbotron. It's going to be displayed here. Then we can place in some text inside that will be displayed at the center. So we go into our page. Here, just before the div with class container, we add another div. And inside that div, we add a class called jumbotron. It's a bootstrap class that is used to display a div that can take in text or images. So if we refresh the page, now we see that we have a div here, and it has a default ash or gray color. What we are going to do, we are going to remove this margin bottom from this navbar. Then also we're going to add some text. What we're going to do also, let's add a class called jumbo. So with this class, we can add our styles also to this div class, leaving this default jumbotron class. So inside this div, we are going to add some elements. The first is going to be history element that will take the text, say welcome. Then we're going to add the user's first name. So the text will display welcome with the user's first name. So we take that and we paste in here. Then the next one we are going to put is h4 tag, header tag. Then we can see something like complete your profile. Then we close. Then here we can add a class of test center. So the test will be displayed at the center. So we say class test center. Then we give it a style. Before we give it a style, let's add the same class here. Say test center. Let's go to our browser to see how it looks. We refresh the page. Now we can see welcome with the first name, then the other text. Here we can give it a style. Say font size of 70 pixels. Give it a font size of 70 pixels. And the font width of about 600, so it's going to make the text bold. Then here as well, we add a style, give it a font size of say 60 or 30 pixels to make it smaller than the other text. Refresh, then we go refresh the page. Now we can see what we want to do is we want to give it a color, and also we're going to remove this margin here. So let's go to our custom.css to add some styles using this Jumbo class we have here. So we go to our CSS, then down here we add the class Jumbo. Then we'll start. The first property we're going to add is margin. Set the margin to 0. Then we'll give it a padding top. We'll give it a padding top of 20 pixels. Then the next thing is a height. We want the div to have a height of about 210 pixels. A background color. A background color of we can say 02818A. So I'm giving the background color, then text color of white. So these are the properties we are giving to that div with class Jumbo. We go back to our complete profile. Remember I said we need to remove the margin from the nav bar. So we come down here and we say margin bottom. Margin bottom. We set it to 0. So we've removed the margin bottom from this nav bar. We go to our page, we refresh, and now this is how it looks. Right now this color doesn't really look good. They are not really compatible. So what you're going to do, you can just add the color you think that will look very nice, that will match the color for the nav bar and also for this Jumbo. For me, I will just go ahead and change this color maybe to something very simple. So this is the Jumbo that we've added. In the next video we'll start adding the form elements.